play.
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sheriff.
How are you doing this morning?
I am doing great. I have with me this morning and Lisa, Sheriff Dick Jenkins on the phone. Thank you, Sheriff, for calling us.
You're certainly welcome.
A lot of people are speculating, and with the Arizona situation, it's gotten a lot of people thinking, and we've had a lot of questions as to the Nash County gun laws. How do you obtain a pistol permit in Nash County, Sheriff?
You'll have to come over to the office. The lady downstairs, the receptionist, can take your application. We'll run a criminal background on it. You give her $5 for the permit. We'll let you have as many as 5 pistol permits a year that you can buy. But we'll run a background check to make sure that you are who you say you are, and your record is what you say it is, if that makes sense to you.
Okay.
That permit will be good for 5 years. If you want to get one today, then you've got 5 years to purchase the pistol.
Okay.
And you have to have like 2 letters of
recommendation or references or verification by a law enforcement officer.
But would it be it would be very possible for someone who has, this is what we were discussing, for someone who has sort of a mental issue, I guess, per se, like this gentleman, and no, he's not a gentleman, the nut in,
he's not, you're exactly right.
The nut in Arizona. You know, you could fill out a form and you could have 2 people that wrote letters of references that y'all don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you don't have any criminal background.
Well, if we don't know we're going to run a criminal background or criminal history on you. Let's say if you come in, certainly, we'll look at anything that you've got and consider, if you are, I guess, say qualified to get a permit. Now, let me say this: if you come in and let's say that you've got I'll just say. Something you've done or violations that you've done, if you don't list it, we're going to reject you when we find out about it. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense to you now?
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, what if somebody comes in, I mean, you don't have to give somebody a permit, correct?
You don't have to.
Right. So if somebody came in and you thought they were mental, can you use that upon your discretion?
I can't. We have to have something from the mental health saying that this person or that person is a stable person.
Yeah, I could say the person next to me that's not driving right the way I want them to drive, oh, they're crazy. And you can't just say somebody's crazy, especially when it comes to the law. I mean, you've got to have some form of piece of paper, proof that they have been in the mental health system or something. Is that correct?
Well, they would have to say that, they are mentally stable.
Right.
Have something to verify it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Some people probably say, well, Sheriff, you're not mentally stable. Well, I'm probably not in a lot of cases, but what I could go get something and saying that I have never been to a mental institution or I have no mental problems, if that makes sense.
Okay. Now, we've had some other questions, Sheriff. One other question I want to ask you is, do you have to have a permit? What about a rifle or shotgun?
In Nash County.
In Nash County.
Well, even a crossbow you would.
You have to have a permit for those as well?
You have to have we had a man from here that went, I want to say he went to Kinston, I believe it was, to pick up a crossbow for his son or his grandson for Christmas. He got down there and he didn't have a permit to purchase, so he had to come back here and fill the purchase permit out. Now, another thing I want to say to you, to get a permit here in Nash County, you have to be a resident for a year.
A year, okay.
And a resident of Nash County.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
Well, that's a good
thing.
Yeah.
Now, let's say that you come in for a pistol permit, and I reject you, or we reject you, not me, but we reject you to purchase one. Then you can appeal it to the district court judge, and if he'll give you a hearing. Now, he doesn't have to, but you have to request it.
So,
a couple other things you may want while I got you on a concealed permit. You can buy a pistol if you've got a concealed permit from us. You can use that to buy a pistol. You won't have to come back, or a weapon. You won't have to come back and get permit to purchase one.
Oh, okay.
If you have that was a question. I'm glad you said that. I wanna clarify that. If you have a concealed weapon permit, you could buy 75 pistols and never have to go back to the sheriff's department and get a permit. Is that correct?
It's my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Now, let me say, on the concealed permit, you have to be certified as from a certified class, a certified instructor, to help you and teach you how to handle the permit. How to handle the pistol, that type of thing. And you have to bring that certification, saying that you've passed that course before we can even we will give you a concealed permit or issue a concealed permit application. You have to have that with you.
And where in the state of North Carolina can you not carry a pistol? Are you not, besides a bank?
A bank, a
federal, schools, government buildings. If you're using alcohol, you're not supposed to. Now, you asked me a while ago on shotgun and rifle. You do not have to have a permit to purchase a shotgun or a rifle. The crossbow, you do.
Okay, so you could go to a local gun store today,
shotgun, yes,
and you could buy 40 shotguns.
Well, if you wanted 40 shotguns, I guess.
Right, but you can buy, it's unlimited. You can just go buy a shotgun without a permit.
You could buy one every day if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm assuming so, yes, the way I understand it.
Okay.
All right, let me run this by you while I've got you.
Okay, please do. Please do.
A concealed carry permit is good for 5 years.
Okay.
Then you have to renew it. We will notify you 2 to 3 months before your permit needs to be renewed.
Okay.
The original will cost you $90. The renewal will cost you $75. They will, if you get this permit and you have, let's say you're stopped, we'll give you a card that indicates that you're allowed to carry a concealed weapon. It's about the size of your driver's license, and the expiration date is on it. So if I stop you, Sandra, and you have got a concealed carry permit, you can show me that. It shows me when the expiration is, the whole thing.
So if you're stopped by law enforcement and you have a concealed weapon, you don't have to put the weapon on the dash. Is that correct?
No, but I tell them that I had one.
Yeah, I always tell them.
I've
always heard if an officer stops you and you've got that in the best place. If you can have a gun laying in the seat with a concealed permit. Correct?
Repeat that again.
Okay, you can have the gun can be laying in the seat
with a concealed permit.
Right, in the seat. But when the officers, if you get pulled, you need to take that gun and put it on the dash of your car, correct?
Well, have you got a concealed carry permit?
Well, if you do have a concealed carry permit.
You can, but I just tell the officers, sir, I've got a weapon.
Okay.
This car, and I've got a permit to carry it, and have the permit and show it.
Leave it on the dash or wherever. Don't grab it.
No, don't grab it.
Don't grab the gun and hold it up and say, I have a gun. Yeah. Don't do that. Say, I have a gun right here.
Right.
More than likely, they will do one of two things. They'll say, okay, thank you, or they'll take it themselves.
Well,
not permanently.
Take it.
No, okay, let me clarify that.
You got a concealed carry permit.
Right.
And I stop you. You say, sir, I've got a weapon in the car.
Right.
And I've got a permit to carry. That's really all you need to do. But you can tell them, I've got one in the car. I've got a concealed carry permit to carry it. I'll show you the permit. What that does is notify the officer, okay, this man, there's a vehicle, there's a weapon in the car.
Right.
Got a concealed carry permit. And he's legal by doing that. Now,
right.
Let me say this. The permits that people get for to purchase one or to carry one is, if you think about it, these people are probably the honest people anyway.
Exactly.
If I'm a bad guy, I'm going to find one anyway.
That's exactly right. Thank you for saying that, because we've been preaching that for 2 days.
Well, that's a bad way of putting it, I guess, but
It's the
you
truth.
look at it, the
Makes
people, the
sense.
honest folks, most of them are going to come up here and do what they're supposed to do.
That's
Yeah.
the truth.
Bad guy, and I'm going to do something. I'm a criminal. I'm going to find one somewhere else.
You're going to get one anyway.
Another thing that you asked a while ago, where you can't carry a concealed weapon where it's placarded that says and indicates no weapons
Right.
on these premises.
Right. And there are places that are posted
ma'am.
like that.
I have a question. Somebody said earlier that statistics prove that gun violence is lower in states that do not require permits.
I don't know.
The state of Texas, Sheriff, we're doing some little research on this now, but the state of Texas is a good example. They can carry guns all over the place. I mean, everybody has a gun in Texas. Their crime rate is really low.
Well, you may be right. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
the
an
stats.
interesting, it's just an interesting phenomenon there. But anyway,
And you know, I think that and I've heard from several people about the concealed weapon permit. It's not, you know, you don't get that. You don't decide today I'm going to get that, and tomorrow you get it.
You'll have to come up and be fingerprinted if you would concealed carry. That's one of the requirements. And let those that are interested in the concealed carry, they've got to have the certification. They've been certified through a certified instructor to handle the sidearm. They come up here, they fill out the application. We take fingerprints on Mondays from 8 to 10.
wow, okay.
Wednesdays 8 to 10 and 2 to 4, and Fridays 2 to 4. So if you know, and the reason for that is because it's just such a hard thing to get everybody you run them back and forth to have fingerprints.
That's
So we
right.
set
I
these hours
understand
for that
that.
reason.
Well, I'm be real honest with you. I like the idea of anyone that purchases a gun being fingerprinted.
I do too.
like that idea.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a
and you
must.
know, and like he said, the bad guys are going to get them.
Yeah.
And I think if I'm going to I have no problem giving my fingerprints if
No,
I'm going
you
to
can
purchase
have
a gun.
mine. You can have them.
Absolutely. I'll
So
let
that's
you have
a good
them for
thing.
that.
I think that's a really good thing.
The people, you know, when you talk to somebody that's got a concealed carry permit, I don't know how to put this any other than they're different than just a normal pistol owner. Does that make sense?
They're certified and
yeah.
they've been through the training.
I think
you feel better.
They respect it. I sort of think anybody that purchases a pistol ought to have to go through that training.
I think everybody should.
Just for safety.
That's exactly right.
Well, you know, it's like driving a car. If you drive it correctly, you'll do it correctly.
That's right. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling us
Thank you
this
so
morning.
much,
Yes,
Sheriff,
ma'am.
for doing this for us, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
Okay,
keeping
bye-bye.
thank you for keeping Nash County safe.
That's right. And let me tell you one more thing. This happened to a friend of mine. Now, don't get scared if you are, you know, and this has all been explained to you, but if you've never experienced it, it can be kind of frightening, I guess. If you've got your gun, your concealed carry, you've got a concealed carry permit. You got your gun in the seat. You tell the officer, hey, I do have a gun in here. It's laying right here in my seat. Do not touch the gun while the officer's there. But what I want to say further is, sometimes they'll elect to do this. It depends totally on the officer and how they handle it. They can handle it however they want to. This was a female police officer that stopped my friend for speeding.
Was your friend a woman or a man?
A woman. And she said, let me secure your weapon? No problem.
Oh, sure.
Let them get your weapon.
Absolutely.
So that's why it's better to maybe take your gun and lay it right in
On
front
the
of you
dash.
on the dash. They'll reach in there, because that's what she did. And she said she knew exactly how to do it, I guess. But she said, let me secure your weapon. Just because they take your gun, now you're going to get it back. Don't worry, you're going to get it back. And she did all the things and yada yada and come back, and she said thank you very much, and she put it right back on the dash. And what she said to her was, don't touch it until I drive away. That's what she told her. Don't touch it till I drive away.
We really need to have Lieutenant Boone back on
He
from
would be
the
glad to
Rocky Mountain
come.
Police Department that does the concealed carry.
We will do that.
So that we know when his next, and I'm not sure who you should call at the city to find out when his next. I would say call and ask for Detective Mike Lewis. He might Mike could put you through to Lieutenant Boone.
I always go through Mike or Brian McGrath or some of those guys.
If you have an interest in taking the concealed, and I know that Dennis Nielsen, he did it, but he's moving to Spring Hope. He's already.
I heard that the other day.
He has moved.
That. Yeah, I didn't know that till the other day. But somebody told me he had done
He had to move out the last. The last week of December he closed up.
Right.
So I don't know where he is in
Maybe
Spring.
he won't be bugged so much in Spring.
And I don't know where he is in Spring Hope, but
this is one quick call. Hello?
Sandra.
Yes.
One question you didn't ask. I have to go back and forth to Greenville with my wife for cancer treatment. I have a pistol. I've had it for years and years. Don't have no permit.
Okay.
I lay it in the seat and carry it with me so it can always be exposed. Now, I wish you to ask him on the law how that refers to a person carrying one. I understand it's okay as long as it is not concealed.
Right.
And I appreciate you did that.
I tell you what, I'm going to give you the Sheriff's Department telephone number, 459-4121, and they can answer that for you.
But the answer is going to be yes. You can carry it in the seat or on the dash, because the purpose of the concealed weapon permit is so you can conceal it.
But he's questioning that he has a pistol and he doesn't have a permit. See, you're supposed
for the pistol itself.
You see, you're supposed to have a permit if you have a pistol. So
okay, call the Sheriff's Department.
459-4121. Wasn't that your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, call them. They'll be glad to help you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. I know, this is funny, I know the Sheriff's Department's number by heart, the City Police's number by heart, and those are just numbers you should know.
They really are.
Those are just, and it's not everything is not a 911 call,
That's
you know what
right.
I mean? You need to know your law enforcement telephone numbers by heart. 972-1411 is the city.
And we want to say thanks again to Sheriff Jenkins for calling in. That I really appreciate him for doing that. He's always been very cooperative with us for doing things like that. So appreciate it, Sheriff, this morning. Okay.
Well, it's been fun.
Another edition of the SNL show, or LNS show, whatever we call it. But anyway, so would you all vote? Well, maybe we'll take a vote later. No, this is not a competition, but would y'all vote that we got ahead of Jerry and Wayne a little bit this week? I think so.
Absolutely. We have no pots. We have no pots. We have kettles.
That's right. Make it a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.